Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials on any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
So the tools which I'm going to talk about is Docker Compose. Now the question is, what is Docker Compose? So if you really want to understand the Docker Compose, then we should tell this is a life-saving tool for dev and QA who's working on containers, who's working with containers. Simple. Life-saving tool. Okay. So from last 2 days, you might have remembered so many commands you have run. So many commands you created, started, stop, attach, exec, logs, ps, so many commands. But have you noticed like you were working only with the one container, only with the one container. So if you want to work with a multiple container at a time, then how you do that? Okay, so that is something which we have to discuss. How I'm saying that Docker Compose is a life-saving tool. Let's try to visualize that. So here, think and act as if you're a developers. Okay, you are doing the programming. Now, when you are doing the programming, what is your end goal of yours? So when you have migrated to the container technology, your end goal is to develop an image, the same image which we have developed yesterday, some of the dummy images. So your end goal is to develop an images. So now when you develop an images, again, you do the coding. See, what are the things you do? You do the coding, you build, you do that building the images, and then different images you build it, and then you connect all these images, and then you test those images. If image is not fine, again you do the code modification, again rebuild, and this process will continue till you find the right images, right code, right software, right applications inside the images. So if you're doing on this basis, how many times you will use the Docker command? Let's understand that. So right now I'm talking in a SOA concept, service oriented architecture, not a microservices, because microservices will be too huge. But Docker Compose is perfect, is a perfect tool for the microservices. But here I'm discussing only about the SOA concept, service based concept. So here, let's say you have a 3 service. This is a service. Which service? Web service, app service, database service. So here, web service, let's say Apache. App service, which you have some applications along with the Tomcat or some app server, or database like say MySQL or Oracle, whatever it is. Now, what do you want to do? So look at my screen here. I want to first build the image. Okay. After that, after the building the image, you want to run the image. Now, if you want to run, what are the options you are going to give? Let me remind you guys, all of you. You want to give environment variable, port mapping, volumes, network, this, memory, CPU, this or that. You know how many options you have while running the containers? Docker help run. and you see so many options you can provide. I just taught you a few of these. So many options you can provide. So while running the images, you will see the all stuff. Finally, you do the some sanity test, and then you will stop it. And then finally, you will do remove it. And then continue doing the again build, run, stop, start. Okay, so now you have to run one command for the web server, one command with multiple parameters with the run, one, one. Now here also one for app, one for app, one for app, one for app. This is just I'm talking about the small stick. So now guys, here how many total number of commands you have to run? Look at this. You have only 3 services right now. And for building 3 commands, running 3 commands with the multiple parameter, stopping 3 commands, and removing 3 commands. All together 12 commands, you got it. Now imagine you do the modification of the coding 20 times in a day. You know that how you coding do that. You do the changes, compile, do the changes, compile, and do the build, run, this, that, and all. So let's say 20 times. So imagine how many times you have to do commands running in a Docker. If you know you are knowing the Docker, then how many times you have to run? Minimum 320 times. Let me tell you here, I have not talked about the logs, ps command, attach command, exec command, this command, that command. You additionally you can add, imagine those stuff, and 200 commands. So remember, imagine in a day of time frame, you are running all together 500 commands only for testing, building and testing your images. Are you understanding the pain of the developers now? Are you understanding?
Yes.
So if you feel pain, if you're a developer or QA person and you're developing an image for your applications, or image for your testing and applications, or image for some infrastructure monitoring stuff like some agent, anything. See, Docker image is not like only developers will create. Anyone who's working on automation, they need to create a container now. If you are in operations team, you have to create a container images for agents or some customized agents. If you're in QA team, you have to have a Selenium in your images. Many things you have to have a set up environment, dev environment, QA environment, operation environment. Everything you have to have in images now. Everything is in images. So now you just imagine how much pain you get it for running 500 commands. What about if we reduce all this command and automate everything, then what will happen? Okay, what will happen? So let's say if you want to automate everything, so what you would like to write? Are you thinking about the shell scripting? Remember, container ID always get changed. So are you going to modify the container ID again and again? Shell scripting? No, it will not work. PowerShell will not work. Again, guys, creating probably you will get it work through the shell scripting. But if you want to change partially, update partially, then it will not work. Remove it, stop it, probably will work. But it's not a complete automation. We need an intelligent tool actually. We need an intelligent tool which can automate our work. So that is where Docker Compose has come into the picture. It's a different tool altogether. Docker Compose is an intelligent tool. So whatever you have done here, 500 command, it can minimize to 50 command or 20 commands. Yeah. All these services, whatever you are doing here, it can minimize into the 20 commands, 500 to 20 commands. So now you can imagine how much time you are saving. Okay. So one of the main use cases is to automate the image development process, image testing process is a Docker Compose. So guys, at least you understand the use cases of Docker Compose, why it's life-saving tool for the dev and QA. All of you.
Yeah, Rajesh.
So guys, here, this is a tool. This is a tool. Call it Docker-Compose. Yeah, simple. This is a tool which will install. Now this tool reads what? Read one YAML file. What is the YAML file? Docker-compose.yaml file. Let me tell you, the file name can be different also. Okay. So by default, Docker Compose read one file which is in YAML, and it's a Docker. Usually it's a Docker Compose -YAML file, .yaml file. Now this question is what it contains. So guys, if you know YAML, then you know that it contains either list or dictionary. You know that. So it contains services. Services. So it's a tool. We need to install it. How? I'll teach you. We need a YAML file. Which YAML file? This file. And this file, we need the services. What services? Look at this. Service number 1, service number 2, service number 3. So guys, here you need a services. So here service 1, service 2, service 3. Okay, as per my discussion right now. Okay, so I'll just move it to service 1, service 2, service 3. Okay, contain services, service 1, service 2, service 3. So now each service will have what? See here, this is a service, this is a service 1, this is a service 2. So let's say service 1 name is web, service name 2 is app, and service name 3rd is DV. So now each service will have what option? These are options. So broadly there are 6 options which you use a lot. One is like a build, image, environment. Broadly, I mean, we have a more options, but right, not complicated. Port, volume, network. Are you comfortable with these options? Are you comfortable with these options?
Yes.
Build means
Yes,
what
Rajesh.
parameter you need it? Docker file.
Right.
Image means what parameter you need it? Environment variable, if you want to pass to the this image, the one which you're going to run. Port number you are going to pass, exposing volumes and network. These 4 things I taught you. So this is become one service. You declare like this, each service. Okay, like this, you declare each service. Now everything you have in YAML file. Now what to do? Now magic start. Every services I want to build, run, and start. I mean, not start, stop. So build, run. So all things together, you want to do build, create, start, all the stuff like that. The command is up. See here. So it will build the images, run the images, set the environment variable for this, for this, for this, or you may have a multiple services also for all those, only in one command. And finally, you want to remove, you want to down it, stop and remove it. Down. Very simple one. So see here, one command solve all of your problems. And now instead of running 500 commands, you can run probably 20, 30 commands and get your life saved while working with Docker Compose and Docker containers. Understood that, all of you?
So I have a question on this one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sir, you're saying like it will build, then it will run, right? Then if it runs, then the container ID will get changed. So how it is persisting that container ID? Means is it?
So that's the reason we are declaring a service. So Docker Compose is very intelligent. They know this container, associate this container with the service. Okay. So here, how they track, they keep a track of everything whatever you have for those particular service in their own small database. And that is how when you do the up and down, they knows that what compose file, which service name you are working with it. Simple.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what I said. This tool is intelligent. Shell scripting is not intelligent in that case, but here it is like that. So guys, we have so many other functionality also. You want to see all the logs in one command? It's possible. You want to stop, if you want to update only one service? Possible. You want to update all the service? Possible. You want to stop all the service? Possible. You want to remove all the service? Possible. Everything is possible, guys, here with the Docker Compose. So now let me show you the demo first, and then we'll talk about the remaining commands option. I think if you know Docker, then remaining commands will be very easier for you to understand. So let's get started. So first thing which I am going to show you how to install the Docker Compose. So do we have a Docker Compose installed or not? Let me check it out. So if I see here, Docker-compose, I'm installing for everyone, and the tool is not there. So what to do? Simply, I will put it in Google install. Okay. Now here I got this documents, and here you have a 4 instruction for Mac, for Windows Server, and for Linux. Of course, I'm using Linux, so I'll use it. And then step number 1, 2, 3, all these things you have written, you have to read it first. But right now I'm ignoring because I know the steps. So copy this, downloading this. Where you're downloading, user local bin, and finally give the executable permission. And finally, create a symlinks to your user bin. And now if I see Docker Compose, wonderful, got installed. I want to see the which version is there. So see here, 1.28.2 version. Wonderful. How many commands you have in the Docker Compose? You see here, these are the commands, just like a Docker. But this will work with them. All this will earlier used to work with the one service, one file, one container, but this will work with a multiple container. What do you need? YAML file, compose file. Okay. So here you see, you can build alone. Up, the one which I was talking about is here. It'll do multiple things. Create and start the container. Build it also is included. Down here, see here, stop and remove the resources. Okay. Only you want to create a services, not run, then this one. You want to check, kill all this container. You want to see the logs of all the containers. Okay, you want to post, port, all this thing is a self-explanatory. You can understand this. So now I need a YAML file. Remember, after installation, I need a YAML file. See here. So now let me show you the one YAML file, which I'm going to use it for this demo. And that is Okay, so one of the YAML file I'm going to use it. Let me show you, explain you. There's so many YAML files, but I want to show you only one, which will have many options. Let's use this one. This has all the options, though you can start from the scratch also. Look at this here. This is the YAML file. So see here, YAML file, you just understand this one. YAML file has a services, service 1, service 2, service 3. So here services, this is the service 1 and this is the service 2. And each services will have these options: build, image, environment, port, volume, and network. So here, this service is from the image. There's no build here. Build, for that you need a Docker file. Depends on DB. DB means here this is the service. That means before you build these services, create these services, you do this one, database, and links to the database, port on which you are running, 8080 port, environment you are setting up, restart all page, and then these are the same options you will find in the DB. Okay, so now I am going to run this here. So where I am creating one directory, Rajesh Kumar, Rajesh only, and then vi docker hyphen compose dot yaml, and here it is, saved it. Now it has to be empty directory, and then what you have to do, docker hyphen compose dot yaml up. That's all. Now guys, if I do up, you know what will happen? I lose the console, the one which I have right now. Just like, remember, if you run the any images without a hyphen d, then you'll have a problem. So same problem I'll get it here. I don't want to face it, so I'll use hyphen d, detach mode. And now everything, just one command, and you might have written multiple services. Everything will be done by the Docker compose, and wonderful. Okay, so see here, services getting created. Done, guys. Can we see that all the services which is there or not? Please, you see here, DV is up and WordPress is also live. Remember, WordPress I'm using 8080. If you're using my machine, you have to change the port number. Here, remember all the time, this is the node port, this is the container port, WordPress. Okay, this is one applications, and this is the database. WordPress is a application based on the PHP. So now you got this here. Now, what do you want to do? See here, volumes also. How come volumes has come? So here, if you see, did we provide the volumes here? See here it is. That means what they are saying, Maria DB application, beautifully they played. They say ki whatever the database you will create, you create inside this directory uh, in the host machine, dot volumes DB, which is here. This is a mount FS, remember. And inside the container, you mount to this place. This is the usual location for the MySQL. Are you understanding it? Sorry. Are you understanding it, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So that is the thing. So this is what is happening, volumes, and like that. Okay. So now if you want to query anything, so many commands are there. Some of the commands which I'm going to tell you here is config. So config which validate and view the compose file. So compose file actually is validated. I have already run that and successfully run that. So I don't have to do that, but yes, you can do that if you want to validate here. So validate and view the compose file. So both the things will do. If the compose file is not correct, then it will show you the error. Okay, you want to create a specific services, then all stuff like that, you can do that using create also. But by the way, it's created already, so it's up to date. There's no difference. So what to do if some changes you do in the compose file, then you have to do this. By the way, this the create command is deprecated. Why? Use the up command with this no start flag instead. So they have merged this command behavior into the up command itself, no start. Okay, so you have this command down, up down, something like that, start stop. So if I do the down, then this all the services will be removed actually. See here, see here. And docker compose ps, see there's nothing here, no services. So what I did, I removed that all the containers. Actually this is not those containers, these are the my containers which is older one. So again I have to do the up in one go. You can do start also, and now you see here, see these two containers belongs to the my services. Okay, so this is the way you can play. So docker compose down, you should not do that. If you see the stop, if you want to stop it, you can stop it, and you see the ps, sorry, see here, so it's exited. You want to start it one more time. You can do individual services start also, by the way. See, you got started. Okay, if you want to remove it individual and stuff like that, you can also do that. And so see here, you want to list out the images, you want to kill the containers, you want to see the logs of all the containers. You can see one also, but right now all you see here, this is the WordPress log and this is the db log. See here, so in one go you can see all the logs. You want to pull, push not required, you know that very well. Restart if you want to do that, self-explanatory. Remove, you know, scale, scale. What do you want to do? If you want to set the number of containers for the services, so let's say you want to, let's say how many containers right now you have. So if you see here, right now I have a one container for WordPress and one container for database. Now let's say you want the 3 container of database or 3 container of WordPress. So that is also possible. Remember, even though if you have a 3 database, that will not result in the duplicate database. Remember, because all this container is sharing the same volumes. Mind it here, these volumes only. Are you understanding it or not? Database, you see, database divided into 2 part, engine and database directory. So directory will remain same, but database engine will be multiple. So how can you do that? So let's do this here. Scale. So docker compose scale -h. So here I am just scaling it. What part? What is the service name? I forgot. WordPress. I'm making the WordPress 3 now. So WordPress is equal to, sorry, I made a mistake. WordPress is equal to 3. And you see here. Okay, what is the problem? Any idea? Anyone have a guesses? What is the idea? What is the problem?
Port.
So I cannot make it here. You see here. It got created here, but it did not run it. Why? Because to run it, you need a port, and which is already allocated. So I'll just check if I can. See here. So DV I can make it 3. So here I wanted to show you this error. So understand that. So here DV and
To watch our complete session, enroll for our premium membership. Click onto the join button and enroll yourself with the best suited option.
now DV there has no port, and here see it's creating. And now can we see this here. Look at this. So DV you have 3, container you have 1. Okay, right now. So now can we access this container? Let's this container. Let's access it, the port number 8080. Remember that I am occupying the port number 8080. So if you are using my machine, you have to change the port number of WordPress. So guys, this is the. Before that, let me show you one more thing. Go to the volume CD volume and du-sh dot. What is the size? 115 MB. So 8080. See here, WordPress applications. Now you can follow these applications and install something whatever you want. Okay, so this is the way you want to do that. So if you go inside the DV, they'll create a DV here, WordPress DV here. So this is a data file. So engine you have 3, but this accessing the same DV at the small level. Okay, so all this thing is managed by Docker Compose based on the YAML file. Okay, so guys, you have some more commands also. Here, you can pause and pause all this thing, you can do that. So basically guys, here you can exec also here, see here. In a container, single container, if you want to exec, you can do the exec also. Okay, here you have a run. If you want to run any commands inside a container, you can do that. So that is also done. So any questions guys so far? Any questions so far? Okay.
No.
So now what I'm going to do is I am going to give you assignment to play with multiple files of Docker Compose. So this is the one file. So all of you have to do that, this lab, and you will see that different examples. You have to understand that and play around it. And the more you get expertise in this Docker Compose, the more time you will save in your life and accordingly. So here I'm just showing you all this stuff. So these are the examples. I will request you to go through this. And for that, I'll give you, let's say.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 3D99 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.